HighTimes Cannabis Cup, that's for all. Thank you. It's good to see you all because, as you all know, we are a little bit under pressure of the government, and we see all these beautiful things happen in the United States, especially in California. And first of all, a big thank for that because it really helps our case here in Holland. And second, you probably all heard that this morning at 9 o'clock I was arrested in front of my coffee shop. Brought away by 8 cops, handcuffed as leader of a criminal organization, but in the end had the wrong guy. It's all filmed by HighTimes, so you will see the footage. It's a really incredible story. But just to get all the rumors out of the world, I was released within 3 hours. I was the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that one?
Yeah.
That's a real meltdown, huh? We're going to start with our growth seminar this year. It's about the new movie we made in India Strain Hunters. And you probably all saw it on National Geographic. And a few other very big channels are picking it up now, so it's very, very good for us. And we are trying to bring out a message to the world to see also marijuana as it really is. In countries like in Malawi and India and many other countries we're going to visit, people are depending on this. Whole communities are only living on marijuana. The children are going to school, they're eating, and if they don't have marijuana, they die. So there's a lot of farmers between, like, we think between 100 and 300 million around the equator that are completely depending on this herb. And we decided to document it and to directly also show the rest of the world who doesn't know us what a good thing it actually is. And I think we are getting there, we are learning, we are not actors, we are doing a real thing. It's like a real-time thing. No scripts, and just what we normally do, our normal day of life. So we're going to show you some pictures of India, and then later we're going to show you the new one. We made a third one already in Morocco, and Franco will explain a little bit about that one.
Okay, there we go. Strain hunters. We want to describe a little bit what strain hunting is for us, how we started and why. The mission is, number one, to preserve the land races. The work that Arjan has been doing for the last 25 years, traveling around the planet, collecting seeds from the furthest away places and taking them back, breeding with them, creating amazing winning Cannabis Cup strains. And all this comes back into strain hunters. Now we decided a few years ago it was the right time to show the world how we work, how we travel the planet, how we go look for the real land races in the real isolated spot, and we bring them back for breeding purposes. Another very important reason of existing of strain hunters, to preserve the medicinal value for future research. Because cannabis is a medicine, one of the best medicines we have on this planet from Mother Nature, and there's a lot of research to be done still on the land races that we retrieve. So retrieving them and cataloging them and preserving them can help future medicinal research. And then we collect a breeding stock for future recreational strains as well, because thanks to these travels we have an incredible variety of material to work with and to select from, and to bring you always year by year new flavors, new highs, and to add new strains to our catalog. Also we improve the local condition of the local cannabis farmers by donating some of our feminized seeds to them. What we do increases their value for money of their land, because it allows them to harvest more per square meter and allows them to have less work to do in the fields. So by showing them how to use feminized seeds, we also implement the way they live. Strain hunters consist of usually several scouting trips. We do 1, 2, 3 scouting trips depending on the situation. We do that when the plants are in the fields growing early in the season. So we can scout, we can look for the locations, we can make agreements with the farmers, and then we go back after a few months when the crops are flowering just before harvest time with a very professional film crew, HD equipment, and what we do is travel around with a very programmed, very well designed path, and we film very fast, efficient, and we get out of the country with the material. So it's a little bit dodgy sometimes, a little bit on the edge, but it's a very fun way of traveling, and it allows us to come back with amazing footage. Strain Hunters Malawi, that was the first movie we did in 2008, already a while ago. 2 scouting trips, 1 filming trip. The target was to retrieve the original Malawi gold landrace, and the outcome is that we succeeded, we got it, but it's still in the breeding process. It's a very long flowering sativa. It's very complicated to get it into a product that can be commercially growable around the planet without too many complaints and without too much trouble. So we are in the process of making it, but it's still not ready. I'm sorry, it takes time and we don't want to force Mother Nature. Strain Hunters India came the next year in 2009, and with Strain Hunters India was 2 trips for scouting and 2 trips for filming, and we had an amazing crew. It was just the King, myself, Simon, the 3 characters already of Strain Hunters Malawi, and we had with us Franco Casalone, who is actually right now downstairs at the greenhouse stand smoking chillums of Indian charas. So go by later on and say hi to him. And we had the Gagarin Post film crew production, the same guys from the Malawi trip. It was amazing cooperation with them, and we went HD in this movie, so it was a great improvement on the technical side as well. The mission was to find the best Indian cream on the Himalayan mountains. We went to Parvati Valley, we went to Manala Valley, and we went to the highest ranges there where cannabis grows, up to 3,300 meters on sea level. We recovered some of the genetics that are used to make the best charas in the world, the best cream in the world. And we documented the fight for survival of the people of the Himachal Pradesh. These are very poor people, very isolated mountain communities, and there is a globalization process there that builds dams, that builds roads, that brings civilization fast and hard and doesn't preserve local culture, local costumes, local values. And so we try to put in our movie a little bit of the social issues that are concerning these people as well. The threat in India is the eradication programs. From 2003 to the present day, there's been major funds, money funds from the EU and from the American government to eradicate plantations there. The hydroelectric dam projects, they are basically damming rivers and taking away the water from the valleys to make energy. And it's green energy, it's good energy, because hydroelectric power is considered one of the cleanest sources of energy worldwide. So it's seen as a good thing by most people. But if you see the way they do it, it's just disgusting, it's just a scandal. And the loss of the cultural identity of these people, as I said, some of these communities are really the direct descendants of Alexander the Great, like in Malana village. You will see that in our Strain Hunters India movie. So they need to be preserved. Poverty, alcoholism, crime, all things that come with imposed civilization. And we know that from many case studies around the world. There's no need to confirm, it's another disaster going on. In our movie you will be able to see footage taken with a hidden camera where Aryan interviews the head of the Himachal Pradesh district of police, and he offers some whiskey and we drink and we are in a very relaxed environment, and when the question comes from Aryan to him, so what should we tell to our children? Is it safer to smoke ganja or smoke hashish, or is it safer to drink? The answer of the police guy is, no, we should tell them to drink, because no one ever died from drinking. And this is a man that is teaching the local community how to live and what the law is. Yeah, so and he is a high-ranking officer in the Indian police. Yeah, and he says, no, when people smoke hashish, then they become really violent and aggressive and beat up people. And this is what they teach them at the police academy, and they brainwash them, and that's what's going on right there. So, the reality, cannabis is part of Indian culture, agriculture and economy. It's been like that for a long, long time, and it's not going to change just because someone tells them it's illegal from one day to the other. Charas and cream are unique to this area and to its culture. They have been using charas and cream as a barter for the goods that they can't produce in the mountains for themselves, out of nature. And they are not getting rich making a hashish trade. That's not the case in those communities. So it's really part of their cultural stream flow of life. The same genetics in India in that region of India, it's very funny, they adapt to different altitude by changing their genetical traits. We experience from the plant